Hello everyone and welcome to Microsoft Office 2013. The focus of the first part of the Office 2013 suite is on Word 2013. We already had a lecture in Microsoft Word 2013, and today we will continue talking about the same topic, and we will cover more features and options in the application. First, we will go over a general overview of how to navigate through the application, how to open the options, how to change settings, and then after we are comfortable with the design and the platform, we will start getting deeper into the options and see what features are available for us in the new Microsoft Office Word 2013. So to get started in today's lecture, you will need to open Word 2013. If you are using Windows 8, you click on the tile that says Microsoft Word 2013. If you are using Windows 7, you click on Start and then you type WORD and choose the version, the Microsoft Word version that we are talking about now, which is Word 2013. Once you click on the application, it will ask you, would you like to open a document from the most recently open document, or would you like to open another document, or would you like to open a blank document, or would you like to use a template? It cannot get easier than that. So if I click on blank document, that takes us to the application. As a review from the previous lecture, do you remember what is the name of the upper section of the application? Does anyone remember? Yes, you are right, ribbon. So that is the name of the upper section. This part here, we have tabs. We have different tabs. Each tab has multiple groups. Each group has multiple commands, right? And you know how to hide and show the ribbon. You know how to seek help. You know how to press here the upper arrow here to collapse the ribbon and to expand the ribbon from this icon here. Right. Going also, we covered the status bar. We have a page number out of total number, and then how many words. Usually you get statistics. If you click here, it tells you the number of pages, the words, the characters, and so on. Also, it tells you the language as well. You know that you have different views to look at your document. You have read mode, you have print layout mode, and you have web layout view. So you have different views in here, and you can zoom in and zoom out. Also, we talked about the backstage view. We covered info. Let's say you would like to protect your document. If you would like to protect this document, if you click on the info link from the left panel inside the backstage view, if I click on protect document, I can mark it as final. I can encrypt it with a password. You can do that if you choose to. Also, you can restrict editing. You can choose who can edit the documents, and if you are trying to get advanced, you can even add a digital signature. So these are things that you can do to encrypt your document. Marking as final is a good practice if you completed a document and you need to tell other collaborators that this document is final, so they don't make any changes, or for yourself even. If you need to really protect your document, usually most of us we use encrypt with a password, but make sure that you keep a record of this password so you don't forget it. Going back here, we have compatibility issues. If you click on compatibility issues here, check for issues, you can inspect the document to check the document for hidden properties or personal information. Sometimes before you send a document to someone else, it's a good practice to make sure that the document is inspected, so you don't give away information that you don't want to other people. Also, you can check the accessibility and the compatibility. All right, if you would like to check compatibility with other or previous Microsoft Office products, you can check the compatibility from this link. So what kind of information do I need to inspect the document for? Look here under properties, I have show document panel. If I click on show document panel, it will open the actual properties for my document. So sometimes some people, for example here, my name is not actually correctly, like I have my name Maqsood, so someone might change that to last name and first name. So you can do that, and after you finish, you save, you can add title, and because the document was not saved before, it's asking me to save it again, so I will go ahead and save it somewhere. A good practice to save it inside document folder. I will call it here practice, because we are just practicing some of the features. And once you are done, you just close this property panel. Going back to the backstage view, if I click on file and then click on info, I have here manage versions. This is if you are creating different versions for the application, or if you'd like to recover unsaved documents. All right, so this will open different versions of the current document, and it will enable you to recover this document. For instance, if you are working on a document and then for some reason the electricity went out without any alert, so you can go back to previous versions and look at it and try to choose the correct version that you would like to use. So in this section here, we covered protect documents, how to inspect the document, how to check versions, and looking at the properties. We covered show document panel, and if you would like to get advanced, you can even open the advanced options and check for each tab and look at the values available. So this is something that you can look at. It differs from one person to another, and it differs from one person if that person would like to share some information with others. Some people don't like to share personal information with others. So this is totally up to you. You know where is the location, you know where to go to the backstage view, and then click on info. Again, we covered new last time, so I will not talk about new again. But if you need to open a file from template, look at how many templates do I have. If you need to check or choose different category, you can. If you don't find what you are looking for from the list displayed below, you can just start typing the actual subject that you are looking for. So this is something that I encourage all of you to practice. It's a fun thing to do, so please go ahead everyone and practice doing that. Now, going to open, if you'd like to open a document, you can open it from the recent open documents, or you can go to your SkyDrive account, or you can open it from your computer, but you need to specify the location from either the desktop, from the document folder, or you can browse your system, or you can even add a place. So if you click on add a place here, it tells you would you like to add a place from the pointing to the Office 365 share point or SkyDrive. So this is something that you can practice on your own. Most likely you will use either SkyDrive or a computer. Saving, we know how to save, right? Control S if you remember, and save as. Same thing, you need to, if you need to save the document with a different name or save it in a different location, you can choose the save as. Also, when you click on print, we covered the print section last time in the first lecture, but the only thing that we did not cover, if you need to print multiple copies. So if you need to print, for example, 4 or 5 copies, you change the number of copies from here. By the way, the print preview here, it shows you how the actual page will look like when you print it. So this is actually a place to change the print settings, and a place also for print preview. So this is something for you to remember. Do you see this side here, this page? This is a print preview to the page and how it will display, how it will look like when you print it. If you click on share, I covered that also last time. You can share your document, but you need to save it first, and after you save it, you can share it with other people by using their email address, or you can even send it by email. If you click on email, you can send it as an attachment. It will open the email application, or you can go to your web email and then attach it from inside your web email session. You can also click on send as PDF file. The entire document will get converted to a PDF file, and it will get attached to your email, so everybody can get the attachment. You can also save it as XPS and send it as a fax. If I click here, I don't have a fax service. That's why it is asking me to connect to the fax service. You can go to any of the providers and buy an internet fax service, and then configure your computer to use it to send a document directly from your computer that is connected to the internet to a fax machine. Now, most likely, most of us now, we use email. It's more convenient and it's easier as well. So going back here to the print, we covered almost everything in print. Share, we covered now share, present online, email, and post to blog. If you have a blog, you can post your document to that blog. Also, you can export your documents. You can change the file type. If you would like to choose a different file type, you can. For example, if you have a document with the extension docx, you can convert it to txt, and so on. If you click on close, this will close what? The application did not close, right? It closed the actual document. So now to open the document again, I click on file and then open most recent practice. Now I get back my document. So remember that file and then close doesn't close the application, it closes the document only, alright? But if I go to the actual Word icon on top of file and then it choose close, well, it closes the entire application. So to open the document again, you can open a Microsoft Word application first and then open the document from inside Microsoft application, or you can double click on the document that you created directly, and that will open the application and the document inside it. So by looking at what we have here, we are getting ready to be advanced in our session. So let's look at more advanced options. We talked about accounts and how to change the account settings. You can change the background, the theme, you can even add a service, you can add social networks, you can change the update options, you can disable update, view update. What is update? Usually your application needs to be updated from time to time as Microsoft releases new software to make your application up to date with the current software. So now one more thing left here in the backstage view, which is options. Options is a big part. That's why we did not cover it in the first lecture. The first lecture I was just trying to give you an overall idea of what we have. So going at the options, the Word options here. So how do you access the Microsoft Word 2013 options dialog box? You go to the backstage view by pressing on file, and then after you press on file, you click on options, and once you click on options, we will not have time to cover all of these options, but we will just point out the most important ones, the ones that you really need to use. So if I skip some of these options, don't worry about it, just focus on the ones that I will explain. The first option here, it says show menu toolbar on selection. So what is a menu toolbar? So now we need some text. Can anyone remind me how do we get some text immediately from Microsoft Word? So we have a function that we can use, equals RAND, open close parentheses, and then press enter. Voila, we got some text. So since we have some text, let's go ahead and look what is the menu toolbar. Look when I highlight proof, for example, look what happened. What is that? This is called the menu toolbar. So what do I need the menu toolbar for? You use the most common commands that you really need when you work with text, when you need to format some text. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. The same exact commands, you can see it here under the home tab, and you will see all of these commands available for you. So the menu toolbar, you know what is it? What is the menu toolbar? It's a small dialog screen that includes most common used commands that you need to deal with text when you select or when you hover on top of a text like that. Look, if I select this text, I get the menu toolbar. So we will cover selection, don't worry about it. Let's go back to what is it called? Does anyone remember? Backstage what? Backstage view. So let's go to options again one more time. So now we know what is the menu toolbar, right? Something also that you might need to look at, don't show screen tab. Screen tab is basically when you go to a command and then hover on it for a while, you see this is the screen tab. If you want to change that, it's up to you. It doesn't bother me, so I just leave it default. So I will go over the things that I really don't want to change inside my application, and I will just look at the most important elements. Also, if you need to change the background theme, you can do that. Go ahead and change it as you prefer. Also, you can look at the extension that. Look here when I choose here these extensions here. When you double click on any of these files, usually by default it will open Microsoft Word. All right. Once I close here, I will go back. Now we are done with the first category, general. All right, easy, right? So let's go back to display. If you do you remember the show and hide format? Okay, if you don't remember, do you see this icon here? This is to show hide format, right? Now you can change that and make it show permanently. Every time you open a document, you will see this format. So this is something that I really don't change. I just leave it as is. You don't have to make any changes in here. So let's go to the next category, which is proofing. So only one thing I will cover here in proofing, which is the autocorrect options. All right, everything else I will just let it for you to look at. So basically this is very straightforward, self-explanatory. So go ahead and read each one of them. However, I'm not asking you to change any of these settings. But something that you might know. Look, when I go to this document here, I will select. By the way, when you need to select the entire document, you can just press Ctrl A, right? That will select everything. Ctrl A on the keyboard and then press on delete key. So now let's make a mistake. TEH, right? I am trying to type that. THE. So once I press space, look what happened. Microsoft auto-corrected my my typing, right? So let's go back and type NM and then press enter. So it didn't do anything to NM. Why? Because I don't have any correct option for NM. To change that, I will go to file and then I will go to the options and then I will go to proofing and then I will click on autocorrect options, right? And then I will click on let's say here, by default you will get the autocorrect tab open. All right, once you get the autocorrect tab, go ahead and search for TEH. Look, TEH replace with THE. So now we know why that is happening. So let's put NM. So NM, once I type NM, replace it with Nasser Maksud. All right, so that's something that you can use in the future. And then you press on add and then click OK, and then I will click on OK. Now going back to my document, delete everything and then type NM space. Look what happened. Magic, right? No, it's not magic. It's just steps that you need to follow, and once you follow these steps, you will end up getting what you really need. So going back here to File, Backstage View for my application, and then click on Options. Once I click on Options, I already covered proofing. I told you only one thing I will cover, right? And let's look at Save. Usually Microsoft has a default extension. I told you before, DOCX, right? You can change the default saving extension by choosing one of these, but I will not change it. I will leave it as is. Auto recovery, which is it will save your documents every 10 minutes. You can also change that. And this is the location when you save your document. That's the default location. It will open the documents folder and it will save it in that location. You can also change that and point to a different location. Everything else, I will just leave it as is. Going to language, you can add an additional language if you choose here, for example, let's say Africans, and then click add. It will add this language, right? But I will not add anything for now. You can look at it also if you need to install a language in the future. Once you have it, you can click on the language if it is additional language, and then click on remove, or you can set it as default, so every time you open your Microsoft application it will look at or it will enable this language automatically. So that's language. Let's look at advanced. So the advanced section, really this is something that takes a lot of time to cover all of these options. So if you are interested, you can look at it, but we will not change anything here. So I will leave everything default. So let's go back to a new category, which is customizing ribbon. Do you remember the ribbon? So looking at the ribbon here, I have different tabs, right? What you can do for your ribbon, you can change these tabs and create your own ribbon. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at what you can do. Once I click on customize ribbon, if I click on the home tab here, I can click on rename and I can change home to something else. Let's make home MECC, for example, or VCCS, and then click OK. Look what happened. Home is now VCCS, and once I click OK, it will change home to VCCS. So you can change the tabs to your own name, right? So how do I change that again? By the way, if you double click on any of these tabs, it auto hides and it collapses, as you can see here. Double click once, double click again, it will reverse the action. Going to file and then options, and then what we have here under customize ribbon. So now I need to change VCCS back to its original name, which is home, and I will click OK. Look what I can do. I can create even my own tab. So if I click on new tab, but usually if you are selecting a tab, it will insert the new tab immediately after the selected one. So now let's say I would like to click OK, and then I have here some of the tabs here, new tab, and it is empty. Why? Because I did not change the name and I did not change the group. So going back to file and click on options, and then click on customize ribbon, and what I can do here, I can click on reset and click reset all customizations. It will ask me, would you like to reset? Click yes, and then click OK. Look, the tab disappears. So if you make any changes, you can reset everything back, so there is no fear that you will change the application, because you know that you can reset it back to its default location or default configuration. So creating a new tab, but this time I will go all the way after view. So it will display after the view section, and then I will click on new tab, and I will call this tab here, this is the name of the tab. I will rename it to let's call this one what? Anyone come up with a name? So let's call it my tab, for example, my tab, right? and then click OK. And I will click create a new group. I will click on rename. First you need to give an icon for your group. Let's click on the this symbol here, and you can rename, right, from the same screen. So once you click on rename, you choose the icon, and you give a name from by changing the name here. So I will type here actions, right, and then I will click OK. So now I don't have any commands. Look, when I click OK, now what do I have? I have my tab and I have actions group, but I don't have any commands. How do you add some commands to it? Going back here to customize ribbon, you can drag one from here, put it inside action, email, let's say find. Now you can even choose the command for all commands, so that will display all of the commands. Look what happened, it took time and then it populated. Now you have all of the commands. Let's say you need a command that says record a macro that is not even visible, and now when you click OK, go back to my tab, look at that. So now you know how to program the application. You are getting there. So stay tuned everyone, you will really like this feature and how to customize the application. If you right click on any tab, you can choose collapse the ribbon. You can right click again and then make it expand. Right click and you can choose customize the ribbon directly without going to the backstage view. So from here I will click on reset all customization, and then I will click OK. Click OK again. Now I have my application back to its original configuration. Going back to the file backstage view, okay, well, I need to use a different mechanism now. I told you if you right click on any tab, you can open the customize the ribbon directly from here. Alright, so what is show quick access toolbar below the ribbon? What is the quick access toolbar? Do you see this section here? This is called the quick access toolbar. If you click here, you can customize the quick access toolbar, and you can even look, when I click email, it displays the email icon. Quick print, it displays the quick print icon. Or I can show more command, or I can even customize my quick access toolbar. Right, I can choose show below, or I can choose show above the ribbon. When I click back here, I can, let's see here, more commands. If I go to more commands, I can remove commands from here that I added, or I can choose, let's say I would like to show all of the macro commands, or maybe all of the commands available, and then scroll one by one, and then I can drag one of these commands here, click on it, and then click add, and then click OK, and now it will display this icon. If I need to remove it, right click on it and then I choose remove. If I need to, let's say inside one of these tabs here, I really like one of the commands. For example, in mailings, I can right click on any of these here and then click on add to quick access toolbar, and that will add it to the quick access toolbar as you can see here. Or I can remove it by right clicking on it and then choose remove from quick access toolbar. So now we know how to navigate and how to get around our application. Going back here and then click on option, and let's say customize ribbon. I think we are good on this one. You know how to navigate, how to create, but in reality you don't really need to do any of these. This is just for fun. So quick access toolbar, you already covered this section. You know how to access it from quick access toolbar itself, or you can access it by going to the backstage view, and that will give you access to the settings for the quick access toolbar. And hence, this is something that you don't have to worry about. Trust Center, sometimes when you download any Word document or open any untrusted Word document, the application will display an alert message, and you will see a message bar on top, or info message on top of your application, just maybe below the ribbon, and it will tell you enable editing. You will not be able to save anything inside your document or make any edit wise change unless you click on enable editing. Someone will ask why. Because sometimes there are some malicious macros or code inside the Word documents. So Microsoft is trying to make sure that you first give permission to these documents and say, okay, well, I trust this document, and open it. So if you really don't like Microsoft to give you alerts, you can go to the Trust Center and then you can disable all macro notification, disable all macro without notification, or you can enable all macros, but this is not recommended because there is potential dangerous code that can run on your system. Okay, you can also look at different settings with ActiveX. This is advanced, but please keep everything as default. And let's go back. So now, are we good with the Backstage view? Any question, anyone? So we are good. We don't have, I assume we don't have any questions, and we covered our tabs. We know the title bar, we know the quick access toolbar, we know the ribbon, we know how to switch accounts and how to access the account settings, how to change the photo if you would like to change your photo, what happens when you go to Backstage view and click close, what happens when you click on these documents here and then click on exit or close. So now you are getting there. So let's go ahead and open a file here, the same file I was just working with a minute ago. Now let's go ahead and look at some of the basics again. I need some text, so equals RAND and then open close parentheses, and now I have some text available for me. In this text here, I told you that I am in which view? I am in the print layout view. So this is something that you need to check always, because this is a good view for you to know what's going on with your document if you are editing it. I have the ruler on top, and I have some text. In this text here, and if you need to select one word, double click on the word. That will select the word. If you are inside a paragraph, this is called a paragraph, right? So now, if you don't like to double click on a word, you can click at the beginning of the word and then drag, keep holding the left click and then drag right or left, and that will select the range that you specify. If you double click inside the paragraph, it selects the word. If you click 3 times, look what happened, 3 times, 1, 2, 3, it selects the entire paragraph. So now let's say if you are in the margin here, once you see the arrow, you can click once, it will select the line facing or beside the arrow. If you click twice, it selects the entire paragraph. If you click 3 times, it selects the entire document. Does anyone remember what keyboard combination to select the entire document? Again, I said that 10 minutes ago. Control A. Control A will select the entire text inside your document. Right? Everything inside the document will get selected once you press Control A. So this is called the margin here. I have upper top margin, right margin, left margin, and I have a bottom margin. So these are things that you need to know and understand. And this is a paragraph here, right? This is a paragraph, and this is one line in a paragraph, and this is one word inside my paragraph. You know what is that? This is called the what? Menu toolbar. You know why you use the menu toolbar, right? So let's go ahead and delete. While I'm explaining, please everyone make sure that you pause and practice yourself. That's how you learn. If you are just watching, you might learn, but if you do the hands-on, I think you will benefit the most. So while you are watching me, please make sure that you pause and then finish what I explain, and once you are comfortable with it, continue working with the next step. So let's say I would like to take video from here, just video. So I will double click on video. Once it is selected, right click on it. You right click on top of video and then it choose copy. Then go to a blank line. This is called the blinking I-beam, right? Once you click in here, that is the insertion location. So now if I right click on that location and then it choose paste, look at the paste option. I can keep the source formatting, I can merge format with the existing format, or I can keep text only. So please everyone make sure that you look at all of them. If you change your mind, you can go to here, the down arrow, and then let's do it one more time. Let's make sure that we select video again, and then make it bold, make it italic, make it red. So now I added some format. Alright, now let's delete this video and go down here. Now double click on a video. If you need to undo what you just did, click on undo again, undo, look what happened. Or if you need to redo, you can redo. If you hover on each one of them, it tells you the keyboard shortcut combination, Control Y to redo and Control Z to undo. And then look here, if I hover and don't click, just Control S to save, that gives you an idea of what's going on. Or you can use keyboard shortcut combination, double click on the words, Control C, and then I just looked, hovered, and then it told me. By practice you will remember and do that on your own. Control V to paste. Right, now I already pasted. What if I need to change the paste option? I can choose here text only. Look when I choose text only. Look when I choose here merge formatting. Look when I choose keep source formatting. So now you know when you paste any text, you have different ways of pasting, alright? Now let's say I already applied some format here, and I need to take the format from here, apply it to a different location inside my document. So there is something that's called the format painter. You paint the format from one location and then apply it to a different location. First you need to click in the location that has the format that you would like to paint from, and then you choose on the painter icon here and drag on top of the text that you would like to change the format based on the source format. Or you can double click on it. Now you have the painter with you all the time. You can do it on this one, you can do it on this one, you can do it on this one once you click in the middle of any word, or you can select an entire section of your paragraph. Alright, if you are done with your painter, you press escape on the keyboard and that will take the painter away. Alright, you have something that's called the clipboard. If you click on this down arrow here, it shows you what you copied from your documents. I have video, right? So I can go to a new location and then press enter, and that will, by the way, if you go to any location and you would like to paste, double click on that location. Double click on that location, that will put the cursor at that location, and then once I click on video, you have the text coming from the clipboard. You can clear the clipboard items, or you can paste all if you have multiple items that you copied or cut. If you need to cut text, by the way, you need to understand the difference between copy and cut. A copy leaves the original, cut takes the original from its location and then it keeps it in the clipboard. Watch the clipboard. Once I right click on this text and then I choose cut, look what happened. Now powerful is in my clipboard. Clipboard is basically a place in the actual application that keeps track of the items I copy or I cut from my documents, and I can paste it back again here. Powerful, now I have it back. Keep in mind the cursor, this is the I-beam, this is the blinking I-beam. When you have some text inside your document, please make sure before you apply any format that you select the text first. Look, if I am here, for example, and then try to change the font, try to make it bigger. Look, do you see what is happening? It's not applying it to the actual text, it is applying it to the location that I am in. So based on the location or your selection, your format will get applied. So now if I select the first paragraph again, I can make this red, all red. I can make it all black. I can insert a bottom border, as you can see here. Do you see this icon? This is the border. If I click once here, it inserts a bottom border. If I need to create a border that surrounds the entire section, I can select the surround. If I need to fill this border with color, I can fill it with a different color. If I need To make sure that I don't have any space in here, I choose the no spacing format. But if you have enter, look, this is so big, that's why you have a lot of space. If I undo what I just did, show format here will tell me that I already pressed enter here. So this is basically a place for text. And now if I Control Z, Control Y again, that will take me Control Y one more time. That will apply the no spacing. We will cover styles, we will cover different formats as we progress. Also we will cover on how to apply bullet format, how to change the text, how to change the size of your text. Let's look here. If I click this entire paragraph and then click on this icon here, clear or formatting, I get back my original text. So now you know what is a clipboard, you know how to paste the items from the clipboard, you know how to copy, how to cut, how to paste, how to use the format painter. So we almost finished this category here from the home tab. Also we know how to change the actual font settings. You can even, this is a nice feature, text effect. Look, when I click here, I can make my text look professionally by only clicking once on any of these format here. My text will look very, very nice. Look at that. One click, I create a professional text. Also for alignment, you have left alignment, right alignment, center alignment, justify, if you need to make sure that your text is aligned from both sides, right and left. So if I click on justify here, look, it fills in justify, let's say regular justify. Look what happened. It fixed the alignments from the left and from the right side. You see usually that in books. So now you know how to use it. If you need to change the line spacing, you can click here and choose any of the line spacing available. But remember that you select. We will cover that step by step. And for now, you have a good understanding of what is going on in your documents. We will go over many of these items here because we have many labs. This is the lecture time now, and once we start our labs, we will cover new and different features in Microsoft Word 2013. I hope that you enjoyed the lecture we covered today. We learned new techniques, how to change the settings inside the application, how to access the backstage view, how to change the quick access toolbar, how to create your own tab, how to put some commands inside your application, how to navigate, to insert some text, to change the color, how do you cut, what is a clipboard, and usually you can keep many items inside your clipboard, and you know how to close the window of the Word document by itself and close the application in general. Also, you know what is the Trust Center. When you open a document from the internet, sometimes you try to type inside the document, you can't. Remember to click on the edit tool or enable editing. It's an info message below the ribbon, and that will enable you to edit the document and save it. And you know also how to change the property in the backstage view. Remember how to change your revision, how to apply a password for your document. I hope that you had good time throughout this lecture, and I will see you in the future. Bye bye everyone.